Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ronnie. Welcome back to another episode of the Kawasaki ZR-7S project series, and today we are going to increase safety on the bike by replacing the bulbs in the instrument cluster and modifying the windshield. Obviously replacing burnt out bulbs for the instrument cluster is going to increase safety for night driving, but how is modifying the windshield going to increase safety? I'll show you. Now, I must admit, this problem only exists because of personal preference. I don't like the look of the stock fairing-mounted mirrors on the ZR-7S, so I actually went with the stock ZR-7 handlebar mount mirrors. So the issue is that the mirror is not in the right spot that it should be. The optimal bin for the mirror, it should probably be right around there, but because the arm is so far turned this direction, it's at the limit and it wants to be right there in the final resting position. And the reason the arm is bent back so far is because if I go any farther forward, it would hit the edge of the windshield. And so to fix this issue, I'm actually going to cut this section off so I can angle the mirror back this way and have this resting in a comfortable position where I can see through the cars behind me safely. So I'm going to mark out the cut lines before I take it off. Then while I'm already there, I'm going to take off the instrument cluster and replace the bulbs. And then after that, I'll get to work on modifying the windshield. I'm using a piece of wood and a metal file to scribe the line onto the windshield. The piece of wood ensures that the cut line is actually in line with the body and not just an arbitrary cut. Just plugged it back in because I realized I forgot to show you which lights were burnt out. So let me try to get it driving here and I'll show you guys. Only this top light and this bottom light are on for the actual gauges. The oil lights and the lower indicator lights, those all work fine, but for the actual numbers, the dials, I can't see anything really. So this is the instrument cluster from the bike when it was in the accident. So we can see that these two lights work, obviously, as well as this top one and this bottom one. Same ones that work on the other instrument cluster. So I'm going to take all these bulbs out and put them in the new one. So I guess those are actually the same lights because the one single light eliminated both those things. So hopefully these three will be enough to fix the other one. So you can probably see why I didn't want to use this one with all the glass missing right there, as well as just chunks taken out of the back. Not ideal, to say the least. So these are the new bulbs right here, and the old ones that are bad should be these two and this one right here. Alright, let's go see if it works. Alright, lights off. Hey, check that out. That is a lot better. Alright, this works and that is awesome. So now let's go modify the windshield. So the two most important things here are safety. It's always a good idea to wear eye protection, and patience. It's really easy to go too fast at this step and the rotary tool will slip, causing you to damage your piece. So it's always a good idea to go slow and take your time. One side done, one to go. The edges are a bit too pointy for my taste, so I'm going to grind these down to a nice curve. Alright. Not too bad. form of the windshield looks pretty good. The edges are nice and smooth and they're rounded off on the top and the side right here. So it looks pretty good, besides the fact that it is extremely faded and gross looking. So I'm going to sand it back and use some polish to make it look brand new. Alright, the windscreen is polished up now. You can actually finally see through it. So now it's time to reinstall everything. Okay, so in case my explanation of to why I modified this didn't make sense earlier, I'm going to try to explain it again and this time actually show you a little bit better. So, the optimal position for the mirror is about right here. But with it like that, when it was full turn in this direction, this arm would run into the corner of the windshield. So now I'm going to adjust the mirrors properly on both sides. Alright, everything clears the windshield, and of course I'll do the final adjustment while I'm actually riding to get them in the right spot, but it's looking pretty good. One thing I did off camera that pertains to the previous episode is I installed a fuel filter. Just a little extra insurance so the carburetors don't gunk up again. There is a sock on the petcock, but I just thought that might not be enough, just in case, so I got this installed and also redid the vacuum hose for the petcock. So hopefully it should be good now. So with that all said, here is the bike where it sits now. The windshield modification came out really awesome and I'm really happy with it. And here's the 3D printed watch mount that I did in the first episode of Saturday Projects. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. The bike is coming along really well and I'm really happy. However, I still have a ways to go before I'm finished with it. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the ZR-7S project series. To recap, we fixed the windshield and the mirrors as well as replaced the bulbs for the instrument cluster. And all we need to do now to make the bike run smoothly is rebuild the front right brake caliper and get a new chain. After that, the bike should be mechanically good. So the next episode will probably be me rebuilding the front right brake caliper, so look forward to that. So until next time, see you guys later.